Actor Alec Baldwin reportedly considering suing a New Mexico state prosecutor and the sheriff over the withheld evidence in his case. This all stemmed from the ammunition investigators failed to test or disclose.
After the Hannah Gutierrez trial, there was an individual that came to the police station and stated they had ammunition.
And they turned in the ammunition?
Yes.
And they gave it to you, right?
Yes.
And they told you that this was the ammunition that ended up with Seth Kenny that killed Miss Hutchins, right?
I do not recall all of their statements.
Baldwin's attorney has filed notice that all evidence should be preserved for further litigation. And while some say it's an open and shut case, Baldwin's attorneys would have to prove that the withheld evidence would have been material to the defense. And let's not forget, Helena Hutchins' family says they're going after Baldwin in civil court. So this morning we're asking, should Baldwin leave well enough alone? Let's bring in our power panel. I want to welcome them in now. Entertainment reporter Kinsey Schofield, law enforcement expert Sonny Slaughter, and retired criminal defense attorney Kirk Nurmi. Great to see you all. Kirk Nurmi, would you kick off our discussion, please? The idea that he would file a malicious prosecution suit. What do you think of that?
I say more power to him. Let's think about this. We have prosecutors, privately contracted prosecutors, who, and mainly in Miss Morrissey, obviously not Miss Johnson, who was not aware of this stuff and walked off the job. We have in Miss Morrissey someone who knew of particular bits of evidence, ignored them, put a different case number on them, things of that nature, and went forward with the prosecution in hopes of garnering a conviction with the hope that this evidence and her malfeasance wouldn't be discovered. Mr. Baldwin having the monetary means to hire these lawyers was the only reason something like this was discovered. Had this been somebody else, had this been John Doe, who didn't have those kind of means, maybe this wouldn't have been discovered. So in order to support the rights of those who might not be able to discover these sort of things, he should definitely pursue the state of New Mexico, make it hurt to help ensure that this never happens again.
Kirk Nurmi, tell us how you really feel. Strong opinions. I love it. Okay, so Kirk's saying don't leave well enough alone. Move on forward. Sonny Slaughter, what do you say, please?
Good morning, Julie, Kirk, and Kinsey. Listen, I'm with Kirk. I believe that we cannot allow this type of behavior from prosecutors. And if somebody didn't have his means, they would be able to do nothing about this. So in order to better right the system for those that cannot, who cannot financially provide, get this type of result. For those who are vulnerable, those who have been victimized, I think we need to go ahead, pursue this lawsuit, and then go back and look at other cases where this might have been relevant behavior and conduct on becoming a prosecutor.
Oh, Sonny, thank you for all of that. All right, so we're 2 for 2. Will we be 3 for 3? Kinsey Schofield, your thoughts, please.
I mean, I do believe that Alec Baldwin is a polarizing figure in Hollywood and in New York. I think PR-wise, he runs the risk of looking vengeful and arrogant if he pursues this. Lacking self-awareness, justice was served in Alec Baldwin's case. A judge felt like the prosecution acted inappropriately. Alec's case was dismissed. He got to go home. He got to love on his 7 babies. But people will ask themselves, did Helena Hutchins get justice? And I think that that's something he has to consider, because he wants people to tune into his movies. He wants people to watch his reality show. He needs the audience to continue to like him. And is he looking like a villain by pursuing this aggressively?
Oh, great points. I like what you're saying, Kinsey. And you know what? I think a lot of it may depend on what's going on in civil court. And by that, I just mean, what are his intentions there? We know that one suit was settled. Will there be more settlements? Is there going to be any kind of fight in civil court? How much is he fighting? What is he willing to concede? Essentially is the point that I think is certainly a very valid one. We'll leave it there. As soon as we get any word of any legal action in terms of what's being reported, we will certainly be digging deep. deeper here on Court TV. Now, let's talk about another facet to all of this. There were some camera crews that could be seen following Alec Baldwin around as he was going in and out of the courthouse during his trial. And we know that TLC says that their new reality show starring his family is right on track. We did see some of his family members there at the courthouse. Even one of his little children made it. His youngest, I believe, made a brief appearance outside. So when the show airs, we're asking, what behind-the-scenes moment are you most interested to see? Let's bring back in our power panel. Kinsey Schofield, our entertainment reporter. I want to start with you. What would you most like to see?
I mean, I do think that this case ultimately hurt Baldwin when it comes to public sympathy. When he did that George Stephanopoulos interview and was so defiant in saying he never pulled the trigger, he angered a lot of the audience. I'd like to see empathy. I'd like to see tears. I'd like to see him thinking about Helena Hutchins, her family, and he doesn't have to admit guilt, but I would like to see a softer side of Alec Baldwin through whether it's these one of two Rust documentaries that we know are on the horizon or his TLC reality show.
I appreciate it, Kinsey. Sunny, to you next, please. Anything behind the scenes you would be most interested to see?
I am going to go with Kinsey on this one. I would like to see, we've heard so much about his attitude and behavior behind the scenes, that he was arrogant, that he was loud, that he was angry, and, he was off-putting. And I want to see a softer side of him. I want to see how he engages, how he develops his relationship with his family. But I also want to see that carry over into his movie sets and to other things that he does to show that lens and layer of empathy and humanity that seemed to not come through in everything that he was doing during this particular case. I want to see him as a father, a parent, and a person who does have feelings and can show feelings for others.
Right, as a person, you hit the nail on the head. Exactly, Sunny and Kinsey. I think a lot of people do want to see a softer side. I'm sure with all the children that are in this show, we're going to see the dadding going on there. Kirk Nurmi, would you take us home, please? What behind-the-scenes moment are you most curious about?
I tell you, I'm going to go a little off the table, Julie. I want to see the moment that Erlinda Johnson confronted Carrie Morrissey about this missing ammunition, and when Miss Johnson referenced her desire to walk off the case, because I've never seen a prosecutor quit in the middle of a case. I remember texting some of my lawyer friends, I don't know the prosecutor could do that, but she did it. I'd love to see that interaction there, whatever interaction they had with the judge when they told her one of the prosecutors was resigning. So that's what I want to see out of this Rust trial.
Oh, I love it. I'm going with you, Kirk. I love that. Yes. Erlinda Johnson, all I can say is just bravo. I'm just, what a stand-up prosecutor, lawyer. One of our guests on the show, Ryan Tutera, said she ought to become a judge. I'm thinking, yes, someone should appoint her to the bench somewhere, but she would be tremendous.